The sanctity of human life is under assault. Find out how and what you can do about it in this edition of Life Matters with Brian Johnston, Western Regional Director of the National Right to Life Committee. He has served in many capacities while advocating for innocent lives, as California Commissioner on Aging, as Chairman of the California Prolife Council, on the board of the National Legal Center for the Medically Dependent and Disabled. And now here's our host, Brian Johnston.
Welcome back to Life Matters. As you know, in this series on Life Matters, we're interviewing candidates for governor of California. We're in a recall election, and in this recall election, it is first necessary for the majority of all voters to vote yes on question 1 in order for there to be a replacement candidate. It turns out that of all the candidates, there's actually 15 pro-life candidates, and we want to give them all a chance because if you don't like one that seems to be the front runner maybe, or for any number of reasons, you still need to get out and vote. You still need to vote yes. And so we want you to meet the pro-life candidates. We've made every effort to interview them, and you're going to hear from some more today. We've told you in previous programs we want to give everybody a shot because they can appeal to maybe you, and you can get behind them. We want to make sure that a majority of those who vote in this election vote yes on recall because this particular governor, Governor Gavin Newsom, is the leader of pro-abortion and pro-euthanasia ideology. There's no more radical pro-death chief executive in this nation, nor has there ever been. And we don't overstate that. Do listen to previous programs on Gavin Newsom and you'll find out why. But we want to make sure that pro-life folks know there's some alternatives. And this is the time to act, friends. You must act in this election. So without further ado, you're going to hear from some of these candidates, and we'll let you just make your decision for life.
We have a bunch of candidates that want to be that person, and we have one on the phone right now. He's actually been an employee of the state of California. He knows about how the state government runs. And I'm just going to introduce him and let him take over. Slim, tell us who you are, how your name appears on the ballot.
Thank you, Brian. My name is Chauncey Slim Killen. I'm running for governor of California. And the reason I am on the ballot, I had to jump through all the hoops the government makes you do just to get your name on the ballot. And I'm on the ballot because I, like most citizens of California, are tired of the nonsense that's going on in our state. And I believe, this may sound arrogant to some, that I'm the only one that will actually stand up to the individuals that think they know better than we for ourselves. And that's the reason. I never got in politics before, never even thought I would ever be a politician. But because it's getting so bad and people are leaving the state, crime is high, and the Democratic Party, which I call the Nazi Socialist Democrat Party, is contributing to all the problems in California, and I know that I can stop it.
Great. Slim, tell us now, you have personal experience. Tell us about your experience dealing with crime personally, behind the scenes.
I worked 21 years, retired after 21 years in the Department of Corrections, where inmates are housed for committing crimes from minor stuff to major stuff, murders. And because they're confined behind the prison walls, it's a little less likely. They still do their thing when no one's looking, but because of the manpower we have, I've always felt safe. Some other officers did not feel that way, but I always felt safe, especially as a Christian. So wherever I go, I feel safe, so I'm not worried. But I think the approach by the Department of Corrections, I think, is wrong. We are not decreasing the population. Now it's become like industry that we want more people to come into. Well, you have to commit crimes to go to jail. So why would anybody want that? Why would anybody want more crime? What we should be doing is trying to teach people to be moral and treat others the way they would want to be treated themselves. And those that are having struggles because of financial difficulties, then we need to come up with a solution to help them get employed and stay off the streets. Drugs and other things are a different matter we'd have to look into and get the right appropriate help for those that are on drugs. And maybe we can help some of them. The homeless, I think we have the highest number of homeless in in America. I think a third of them are able-bodied people, and I have a plan that I would put together to help get these people employed. So by funding police instead of defunding police, it would reduce recidivism in our state. I think we have 30-something prisons in California, and they're overcrowded. So it seems like there's this kind of push to encourage criminal behavior and abuse the people that are obeying the law, shutting them down. And I oppose to that, and I will do everything in my power to stop that.
That is great. Tell me that, because it is the topic of our conversation earlier. Slim, the issue of abortion and the role of the law in protecting innocent lives.
Yes, I am a staunch pro-life advocate, and I will shut down every Planned Parenthood agency in California. Well, how would I do that? Well, governors like writing executive orders. Well, I'll do it too. I'll say for health and safety reasons, I will make it mandatory that ultrasounds are done before any abortion is done, any procedure is done. And I will define that as a health and safety issue, because normally when you go to a doctor and they're supposed to give you advice, they're not supposed to keep stuff secret from you and say, oh, you can't see that because then you won't come and get my service. Well, that's what Planned Parenthood and agencies that are trying to do that. I'm saying, no, the client that comes to you have a right to know, and then they can make a decision. So I will make it mandatory that any agency that wants to conduct an abortion, they will have to fill out a form, and those forms will be turned in to the state capital government, and we will check you out. And if you are a doctor and you're practicing this after we have told you without the proper procedures, then you will either lose your license, be heavily fined, and or go to prison. So we're going to make it serious. So I'm the only one presenting this proposal, because I'm saying, wait a minute, this is the technology we have today. Living in an age of scientific enlightenment, that we can still be doing something such as barbaric as this, taking the life of an innocent child, where we're letting criminals out, running in the store, stealing folks and stuff, beating up people, killing people, and then they defund the police. But the innocent child in the womb, they're saying, oh, a woman has a right to her body. Wait a minute. But we live in strange times.
Slim, what I want to do, though, tell people, again, your name as it appears on the ballot, and then also where they can find more information about you.
Yes, my name on the ballot is Chauncey Slim Killen. So remember Slim. If you don't remember anything else, remember Slim, S-L-I-M. I'm the only one with that name on the ballot. And you can find me. I'm doing everything totally different than the conventional wisdom. My site is called witnessinthepublicsquare.com. You will get a 9-minute audio speech of my platform. You will get my biography, a brief biography, and you'll get a typed example of my platform. Plus, there's some debates that I was in on, or Q&As that I were on, that you can also listen to. And I think after you read that and hear my audio presentation, if you're not convinced then, and I'm telling you, I will stop. I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to say nothing I can't do. And as governor, I will stop all this nonsense. I will kick these folks out that are doing all these criminal acts. I don't care who they are. We're going to defund the teachers union. They like defunding. We're going to do it to them. If they want homeless, we're going to put homeless like by Maxine Waters' neighborhood. We're going to let the homeless live next to her gated community. Then she's going to be mad. And we're going to take her weapons away. And she's going to be mad. We're going to say, you can't have security. I'm sorry, you can't have security. See, so we're going to use their games, their rhetoric against, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be afraid to challenge them. I will go to court. I will fight. That's why I'm calling myself the people's governor. I will fight for the people.
Slim, thank you so much. He's the only Slim on the ballot, folks, and thank you for your time. I want to make sure you get exposure, and thank you for your pro-life commitment, Slim.
If you care about life, if you care about the baby in the womb, get me in. I won't care what they say. I will stop all this stuff. We will go to court.
Thank you.
Life Matters continues after this.
Are you willing to step up to be a lifeguard? We're asking you to consider becoming a Life Matters lifeguard. On Life Matters, we cut to the depths of this cultural battle of ideas that has robbed America of its core values and robbed the innocent of their right to life. Anything you can pledge is appreciated. But if you pledge $19 a month, we will make you part of the Life Matters lifeguard team, getting you the important tools and dynamic information to help save lives and encourage others in understanding the lurking dangers in today's deadly cross-currents of culture. Your pledge helps us with our costs of broadcast. It keeps the full understanding of the right to life going out over our numerous radio stations and also facilitates the important podcast that carries even more programming. Please go to the front page of the Life Matters website and click on the donate button. Your donation is deeply appreciated.
And now back to more Life Matters with Brian Johnston.
Listening to Life Matters, California Prolife Council. We are the sponsors of Life Matters. We want you to know some of the pro-life candidates that you can vote for.
Just a reminder that we are not endorsing any particular candidate, except if they're pro-life, we want everybody who likes that pro-life candidate to get out and vote. It's important that we do replace Gavin Newsom. This is Joe Symmon, folks. And Joe, tell us about your candidacy for governor.
Okay, I am running for governor of California as a conservative Republican. I'm also a born-again Christian. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I know it's the power of God to save. And California, for such a time like this, it needs salvation. We have so many problems. We are at crossroads of so many things happening, and we need a great big change in California, and I believe that Joe Symmon is the man to do that.
Well, tell me this for listeners' sake, we're very proud of immigrants. I'm a first-generation American. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Nairobi, Kenya.
Excellent. And how long have you been here in California?
I came here in 1983 to come to school. I was chasing the American dream through education. I came to Life Pacific College and got my bachelor's degree in Bible and theology. And then I also went to Fuller Theological Seminary here in Pasadena to do the master's in intercultural studies and communication. And I loved the country, and I stayed, and I've been here since then, 1983.
And what kind of work are you doing now, Joe?
Mostly I've been involved in church work. I've been involved in volunteering in the community, helping the needy people. I've also established a child orphanage. In Kenya, I built an elementary school all the way to K-12 high school, and educated 200 children from the streets. I picked them from the slums and the ghettos and the streets and educated them and fed them. Today they have finished their studies at the university. We have doctors, we have pharmacists, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have all kinds of professionals that came from that orphanage, from the streets.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
Now, let me ask you this again. Spell your name, and then where can people find out more about your candidacy, Joe?
My website is JoeSymmon, Joe Symmon, 4, gov.com, yes.
Very good. So again, folks, that's Symmon with a Y, MMON. Joe, anything else about your candidacy that folks should know?
Yes, I am pro-life. I'm very proud of the opportunity that parents have the opportunity to bring children to this planet, and from the womb to the tomb. I believe life begins at conception, and I'm so glad that my parents gave me the opportunity to come into this world and play a part. And now running for governor, and I don't believe in the killing of babies, the abortion. I don't believe in that, because if we were given an opportunity, why should we deny the opportunity for emerging generations? And again, I also believe that God said we occupy the earth and we also replenish. It's God's plan for us to replenish the earth and fill the earth. That's God's plan. That's what he said in Genesis when he created Adam and Eve. He told them to replenish. I also believe in marriage between a man and a woman, husband and wife. I don't believe in the marriage between Peter and James or Eve and Esther. I do believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. That's how God created it, and it's the natural way of doing things. It helps in reproduction. We cannot reproduce if a man and another man is married, or a woman is married to another woman. There is no way of reproduction there.
Thank you so much. We're very appreciative of you stepping forward, being willing to run for governor. And again, that's Joe Symmon with a Y, MMON. And he's one of several pro-life candidates for governor. We're very proud of you, Joe, for stepping up. I want to remind listeners again that in order to support any of these candidates, there first has to be a majority who vote yes. Take out Gavin Newsom. So that's the first question. Then the second question is, who do you want to replace him? One of those candidates is Joe Symmon. Joe Symmon, God bless you, and thank you for joining Life Matters.
Yes, thank you, my brother. I really appreciate you reaching out to me, and God bless you for the good work you're doing.
Thank you.
Life Matters continues after this.
You know about our car donation program at California Prolife. We use one of the most respected programs in the nation. Go to the California Prolife page, californiaprolife.org. Scroll to the bottom and click on Donate My Car. It's that easy. Did you know you can also donate any vehicle, boat, motorhome, or even personal property? If you are nearing retirement age, you can also get a tax deduction by earmarking a portion of your upcoming compulsory distributions from your 401k. Just email us for information. California Pro-Life is fighting to equip California pro-lifers with understanding and the tools to again protect the unborn and other vulnerable innocents. Thank you for your help in this battle. Go to californiaprolife.org. That's californiaprolife.org for more information.
And now back to more Life Matters with Brian Johnston.
Welcome back to Life Matters. In this program, we're listening to various interviews with candidates for governor of California.
We're talking to Diego Martinez. He's from Uruguay originally. He is now a U.S. citizen. He's a businessman, and he is running for governor. So tell me your background.
So I'm an immigrant. That's everybody pretty much knows that now. I come from a small country called Uruguay, which is in South America. We came to the United States when we were 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, my family came. We grew up in Stockton, California. My mom was a waitress and took care of us, 5 kids. And we didn't live in the best housing, so CRT really hits home when they talk about CRT in schools now. But that's a different subject that we could talk about later on. I became a U.S. citizen in 2008. I have been a Republican since I was able to vote. And the reasons I'm a Republican is because of the values that the Republican Party represents, which is unity, home values, church, growing your business, opportunity. It's basically, in a nutshell, what the Republican Party represents. I've worked from being a busboy all the way to being a general manager at car dealerships. For a while, I used to take car dealerships that were failing, especially after the depression that we hit, 2007, 2008. And we turned them around to make them more profitable, to make sure that people didn't lose their business that had worked for generations to try to hold on to their family business. But because of the recession and the lack of talent in the car business at that point, people were starting to lose their dealerships. And I went in there with the team, and we turned the dealerships around, made them profitable. About 6 years ago, I got done with working for corporate America. You're putting in 7 days a week, 12, 13 hours a day for somebody else. And I started a bail bonds company. My older brother does it. Spent a year with him learning how to work it and what goes on behind the scenes. And I ended up having to go back in the car business for about a year so I could save money again, so I can open up my own business. Over in Calaveras County up north. And when I first got going, I got told this business will fail in 6 months because there is no other bail bonds company, which is called brick and mortar company. You can call and they'll drive 2 hours, an hour to get here. I was the only one in this county that actually had a brick and mortar place because everybody else went out of business within 6 months. 6 years, we've been profitable. We are licensed bounty hunters. We're not very big, but we're not small. We do our fair share, and we've been able to be successful. Prop 10 came out when Governor Brown signed it. We were supposed to be at bail bonds, cash bail bonds was going to be gone in the state of California by an executive order instead of being voted. The bail surety companies and the bail agents gathered together and got the signatures that we needed to get it on the ballot, which most people know as Prop 25. During that time is when I started looking at what the heck's going on. Why would our government want us to lose jobs? Why would you want to lose jobs when what their alternative was going to cost the California taxpayers $1 billion a year? And half of it's unconstitutional because you can't put an ankle bracelet on somebody, a tracking system on them, and expect that they're going to get a fair trial. Because any honest American walks into a courtroom and sees you with an ankle monitor, the perception is you're already guilty. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that on your ankle. Mm-hmm. So their program for what they were trying to replace it with, first of all, was $1 billion towards the taxpayers. And second of all, you just lost 10,000 jobs in the state of California. So I said, how can I change this? And that's when I started really getting involved in politics and getting involved on how to make a difference. Assembly people can make a difference if you have enough of them. Senators can make a difference if you have enough of them. But if you really want to make a difference in the state of California, you have to see what qualifies you to be the man who decides whether something can and cannot go. You'd have more ability, help by being the governor. So I looked at what you need to be a governor. And I've noticed that half the governors that we have never ran a business, have never really managed anything. They've been politicians, so they don't understand what they're doing to the California people.
Real quickly, Diego, our listeners are all pro-life individuals across the board and across the political spectrum. They care about the life issue first and foremost. Should the law protect innocent life? You want to comment on that just briefly?
You know what? The law should, but also we should as Californians. So I am very pro-life, but I take it a step further. I'm pro-adoption. I adopted my youngest daughter. I believe that the adoption system needs to be better so that people who look at pro-life or pro-choice will have a real choice to say, yes, I'm pro-life because my child will be taken care of because it will be adopted out to a good family. The problem is that adoption costs so much that it eliminates how many people can adopt.
Right.
That reflects on what we're talking about, pro-life or not. Foster care, you hear horror stories about foster care. So I believe that we need to educate our people a little bit better. We need to reduce the regulations and the cost of adoption and ensuring the kids go to a good and loving home, and reduce foster care, because we have to look at the foster care system where kids are being mistreated and abused. So I think it all goes hand in hand when we talk about, we can all say we are pro-life, but what are we doing to make and ensure that there is a future for that? And that's where I believe I'm different than every other candidate that you're going to meet, because I want to fix the system to where we have choice to be able to adopt these children out and be able to get them in loving homes and making sure that their future is set for them.
Great, Diego, and I agree with you. We have witnessed that the adoption community has been attacked, that the government has taken it over and restricts adoption and makes it very, very hard to adopt. And the agenda is, the only answer is kill your baby if you're pregnant. This is a criminal approach to caring for human beings, and I'm very glad you stand with life. Is there anything else? How can people get involved with your campaign?
You know, my campaign is really easy to find. I'm on all social medias under Diego Martinez for governor. But the best way to get the best information and the best know who I am is DiegoMartinezforGovernor.com. And every Thursday morning, I do a live Q&A on Instagram and Facebook. And I want to tell the community this. Don't worry about your party lines. Vote for the person who aligns best with your values, because that is what we've gotten away from. We worry too much of a Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, or Republican, and we don't look at the person's values. We need to go back to choosing the right people to lead us with their values. So join me Thursday mornings live. You're welcome to come on the show. You're welcome to ask any questions. It's DiegoMartinezforGovernor.com. It's where all the information about me you can find.
Diego, thank you so much. Best of luck. Keep at it, my friend.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate being on your show, and good luck to everybody who's out there running right now.
Thank you for listening to Life Matters. We want you involved in the civic process. The right to life is part of the civic battle. Thank you for standing for life. Go to CaliforniaProlife.org for more information on these candidates or any others.
Life Matters is a production of the California Prolife Council, the state affiliate of National Right to Life.